through perfectly well, not perfectly well, but well enough. I'm playing not for broadcast today, and oops, I just quit. I clicked quit thinking it was back. Oops. Doesn't matter, it's just started. But yeah, episode 2 came out a little bit ago. I did play the first one, and I was going to plan on showing you what I did. But the data doesn't go through cloud, apparently. So I didn't have my save data. So this is sort of perfect, actually. Because I get to play a new game. I get to play a new game. Where I can just start everything up without any past influence of things I've possibly forgotten. And I'm just going to put out the tweets and the Discord promos. Copy, there we go. Okay. Tweet that out. And I will go into promo channels quickly. Because why not? Okay, I'm just going to copy that. Send that into the promo. And then send this one into the promo. And I will unmute my desktop audio because the music's going, and I think I need that on in general.
We're only getting started.
There we go.
Good evening.
Okay.
I'm Megan Moore.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Starting! Starting!
That still seems loud even. Okay.
What a wild ride.
New game. Okay.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Okay. Let's get this going, shall we? I would play competitive games, but my internet here is not, I don't think, stable enough to... I mean, it's stable enough to stream on, and it seems. But it doesn't seem stable enough for me to mess around, like, in there with... Okay. Well, I have played this before, although I'm pretty sure this... No, this isn't new. This is new. Because it was different. Anyways. I best answer.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens.
Okay, I'm going to turn forwards anyways, because that is a questionable...
Look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. it's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left.
To my left. What is on my left then, sir?
These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Sure, why not?
Right, the tapes are loaded and we're all ready for when we get to the first ad break. That's great. Any second now, you should be getting a signal through from the studio. Stay on your toes, mate. It's election night, so all eyes are on this room. We do not want to get fired.
We know how bad election nights can go.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Corn and mayonnaise?
Did I see if you make me kind of imposter?
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody.
Come on, Jeremy.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the
Good
next
evening.
fortnight
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all great.
Okay.
Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleys wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance Headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right. Button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Now, lovely, mate.
Let's get it going.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down
Okay.
and vanishes.
Short time for them to do all the makeup and everything now. I think you should do that beforehand.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's just...
You'd love to see it.
for Advance.
We often get
Oh.
a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move
Oh.
the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics
I'll take the scroll wheel.
of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However,
Come back up.
former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well.
Yeah.
All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now, the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally
Okay.
play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And
3,
3,
4.
2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
I don't want to listen to that. I want to listen to this
personally,
then.
I wouldn't try to confuse
We
me.
can listen to these after if you want,
That's the same policy we
but I'll listen to these.
I thought that was our little secret. It's alright, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Oh. Guess we're listening to Bumley.
We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Isn't it time your family
We're coming back
went
from the break.
And hey,
Quiet in the studio.
we've got a car park
Thank you so much.
on the tape.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
shot
Blunderclatch
film
on screen 3 when she says his name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me.
Yeah, I got towards the stream.
That being with you here today is a moment.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really
Give us a
is.
look at Megan's reaction.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter,
No? Alright then.
what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you
But
implying?
that's 2. Don't want to keep flicking,
But
but
seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
Come on
So
then.
sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure.
I'm sure I'll try and keep it
If
up.
you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels. Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving. Suffering.
I got the
for my
face.
audience.
I got the face.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're
She doesn't want to be there.
change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the
Oh,
break.
no.
Which opens
I got focused on that and then
Right,
focused on
swap
this.
the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Okay, now I don't have to
Looks
mess with
like
those.
Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. but
Yeah, look
we
at
ain't
him.
got
Look at
time
him
for
go.
that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, dragging right. Get the speed right.
Know that.
Eh.
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Awkward, awkward.
That's you, Miss Flanagan.
You little...
All for you.
Jubbly, mate.
I'm gonna change.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards.
Drowning, Lance, you said.
No.
It's all too late.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Me no liking, me no liking, me no liking, me no liking, me no liking. There's too much focus. So, like, imagine this happens in the middle of a scene. That I have to...
Perfect, mate.
This can happen in the middle of a scene that I can mess around with.
We have to ask ourselves.
Like, it can happen between once I need to do the 1, 2, 3, 4 thing and then censor and that.
You'll
And
want to try another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds
Huh,
behind
aye.
the master screen.
Not bad.
Here.
But it might get to
When
crap now.
someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
This is a crazy deal.
As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
We got those shares. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late.
Yeah, I know,
You
I
can
know,
use
I
the
know.
number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Running the country. Seriously?
But in reality, what you would?
4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Oh,
Pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
I
But to be honest, you can blame Peter
My
for
brain.
celebrating. Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team.
My brain
Team can
literally
change
couldn't
things.
comprehend both.
But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore.
They just won the election. They're doing this
trust
already.
funds
Yeesh.
or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer.
But yeah, sorry if I didn't speak or anything over this as well.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay oath. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. You'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private homes. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time.
Hey,
If
yeah,
not,
yeah.
someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country
man.
braces itself for new government,
I'm pretty
as
sure it was a
always
cleaner.
this evening at the National
Or something.
News, we'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the
Oh,
first day
advert.
of Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate.
This is basically a troll on Alex Jones.
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Yikes. Segment grade B? I miss one bleep and I get a B. I miss a one bleep and I get a B. Are you mad? Small bonus. Oh. A broke ball. What's an ND in? Alliance neutral. Whatever.
Alright, mate. Welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and get this similar to what I played before.
That's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
So, like, I can load this Blundercatch interview. Blunderclatch, whatever. I can get the interview, and then I can go to the bit where it was finished. Actually, yeah.
Oh no, I think they think he won't have anything to say.
Whoa,
For God's sake,
whoa.
come on, it's a huge day. He's not an
I'm so sorry. Ow, that hurt me. I'm just going to click continue. Now, in between the broadcasts, there it goes through a few select days and says, do this, do that. Well then. I can't start a new job. I'd like to orient myself with the workplace, to be fair. Think. You know, I can't leave work early. That's not how this works. Leave on time is probably the thing. Leave work on time. I'm not gonna go overboard with work. Just to. Then again, I'm myself and the profession I'm going into. Annual company barbecue. I mean, yeah, if I'm free, sure. But if not... If my family have other plans, like, you know... yeah, the cons bit are just, they yeah, annoy you. You just go with the good. I mean... Yikes. Although... No yikes, I haven't done that. I went through... The first bit is fine. The second bit, no. Let's just be the family guy then. It's most important that the government keeps people... It really wants me to put equal. I mean, all these are... Let's just not beat around the bush. All these answers are the same. Because if you're keeping the people safe, it's normally about equal, and they would be happy. But safe and free could be... These are vague. These are vague. But safe, I think, is the main thing. Yikes. Just so you know, I'm going anti-advance in this. Like, that is going to happen. Because I did it before, and it's going to happen again. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed, by the way, For myself, Sam, and Sam's sibling, they've all got sort of abbreviated names that can be unisex. So Alex, Sam, and Chris. Then I think I have to explain why they're, you know, unisex. Gender neutral. That's better. That's better. And it just says them, referred to my character, their character, and I think, anyways. It might do it later on, but I'm not sure. So Chris is asking for a favour. Are you okay? Should I go get Sam? No need to worry, Sam. Can't see you. Yeah, I work in the news, dude. So basically it's sort of full communism. For the money anyways. It's like, you'll get the money. It's equal. What do you need, sir? Not sir. What do you need, person? I can't. I don't know the term. I don't know the term to referring to someone. What do you need my passport for? I think there's this and it gives you the option to do it again, but... Okay, dude, I'll get it. Lying to your family is not a good idea. Because Sam has woken up, I'm gonna just... Things are definitely that bad, by the way. I know the future, and it's definitely that bad. So, I prefer them to get out of the country with my future knowledge. Okay, yeah, let's... I like... Here's the thing. This thing is asking, basically telling me over and over and over and over and over. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Is basically the answer. So it's like, many interruptions between you getting the passport. It's like, are you sure? No. Are you sure? No. Are you sure? No. Now, if they've changed the game, because that wasn't a problem before, but if they've changed the game and that's a problem, well, I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Yeah, you know that passport thing you did at the beginning of the game? Well, in episode 3, that causes your problems. Anyways. Wait, that's new. Oh. Oh, I need to get these in.
First
oh, wait,
all,
I can't.
Let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts.
Oh god, this happens as well later.
You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
Should we play this? Is it safe? Quick answer. No. Yeah, no thank you. I'd rather play the conspiracy nut than advance. Out. Git. Yeet.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
One of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10
Mistrust
Not the
the
best source of
moon.
consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5,
But before all
4,
that,
3.
it's time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National
Good
Nightly
evening,
News.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist.
I'm making him look bad.
With the Assets and Wealth Act on the
Wait,
brink of raising living
is that one that making him look bad, or is
vast
the other
majority
one?
of the country, I'll be asking
Don't know.
Marcus if we're on the
Maybe
way
that was
towards
bad.
a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington
Also, screw her.
is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child.
Because she's involved with this.
To several movie stars and sports
That
personalities.
Remington's Swiss.
In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse. Sophia
Again, that.
promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety.
Exactly.
Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensville have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains.
Again, I don't know them, so there's nothing making them look
Only
bad.
the latest in a
I know the
series
other
of
ones.
successful expeditions with this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And grievous bodily
Maybe.
charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective.
I'm not making
More and more
the other
powers
thugs
passing
looking
through
bad.
police, and less oversight. Are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side
What have I got?
of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Okay, thank you.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable. And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
What? Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research in the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals, they're pumping it.
It's in the water. It's in the water.
I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the assets.
I'm pushing back to them now
That's all
because
coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
I nearly missed that timer.
You know, I think they might do some good.
How's it going, actually?
Damn.
Fuck it, I don't care, I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. Alright, mate, see you later, bye!
I don't know what she meant by that.
Did she just say dihydrogen monoxide, i.e. H2O? Also known as water. A+, nice. Back on with that.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is. 10 seconds, everybody.
If that sticks, I'll just...
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every
I don't have
hour
to
we
swap
can
between them
just to
two.
try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Oh, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No.
I mean, this is juicy TV news, so
Affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. John.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all
Not
long
that
for a
again.
return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture
Of
and
course.
lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral
This old
decay?
weirdo man.
Gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the
Excuse
Bible.
you?
Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a
Yeah,
little
Gimp.
help, please?
Look at
dear?
you. Look at you. Mr.
As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You've got back in your dim space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, racist. Racist dude. Although he's got a gimp.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty boy.
Clive, I am not having this again. As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank
Does
you,
everyone-
Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us.
Oh, this continues a little bit more.
Hopefully uninterrupted. It's time to get to the heart of the matter.
What, you think it's...
Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swap. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony.
Yeah.
Sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Shut the
I
door,
think
shut the
asking
door.
that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Damn. They got someone in.
1 sec, love. Titwang Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Still going.
So,
Here's a
do
climb.
you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. What now, fellas? I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there.
I should have
Hopefully
subtitled
you,
it.
the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be...
Okay, I'm getting like an A for that.
Young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Or B, maybe.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the results of the vision mixer. And the public will love
I guess I missed some of the...
if you don't know, you won't get
Some of
punished
too.
or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on
Welcome.
tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools.
This might be full
Welcome
cringe.
to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one.
I had to refresh the thing.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle
I
believed.
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. Touch our audience.
Nod.
And they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of soul
Angela.
and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's
Oh, I shouldn't have went there.
Like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago, a letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin.
How did you react?
But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Just keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist. Not today.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? What do you mean not today? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah!
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls
Damn it.
can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
I meant to click through. I'm trying to keep it up.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner, woman?
It's not ready!
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go!
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
Nope.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 Life's pretty hard
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
Damn it.
So stop now.
Make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Damn it. I tried to keep that up as much as possible. That is very hard to try and get the tunes to, I think. So I don't know which he wants to go with.
Thankfully, that's all we have time for
Oh!
tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across
Oh!
the country. My name's Jeremy Dalton. Have a peaceful night.
Do, 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 do.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
There's no point censoring that because it's done. A plus, I got no plus for that mess. Someone a bonus. Yeah, I don't care about Remington's fist. Really don't. Screw you. Yeah, these adverts, some of these are the ones I missed. Wait, yeah, let's have a look at this one and see how bad this snuggle this one is.
Kids, you love them, we love them, and they just love Mr. Snuggleheart. Yeah! With his state-of-the-art human-like voice to keep them company when you can't. If you keep me happy, I'll keep you safe. And his incredible real-action eyes. I hope your mommy and daddy don't die in a fire. That would be bad. It's no wonder Mr. Snugglehugs is the gift your child wants this Christmas. All the other kids have got one. That's right, little one. You don't want to be left out. I only like people that have me as their friend. Oh, Mr. Snugglehugs, you're so silly. Mr. Snugglehugs in stores now and selling out fast.
And can you see why that would have been a bad idea to play on the news? Because I can see why that would have been bad to play on the news. Actual, like, mini Cyberman, man. Anyways. We go. This can start skipping up dramatically, by the way. Oh. From Chris. So he bought your tickets for the sake of it, but no, they bought you tickets for the sake of it. Surely if you're relocating wealth and people can't pay a tax bill, then... Actually, no. If you're redistributing wealth, they should be able to pay a tax bill. Because it would be augmented for them. That's not how... What? Let's trust him. Trust him for one night. But if it starts getting worse, call from school. Uh-oh, what do you do? Uh-uh. Tut-tut-tut. I mean, I'm not gonna be too harsh, but it's more of a... Yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna get money off them. I'm not gonna get money off the scheme. Because I might done with the passport to get the money with. Mm-hmm. Let's make a toast, shall we? Oh god, Susie. Let's have a little bit of a laugh. Yeah, how much money, man? A few hundred, man. Okay, let's send her on a dream locations, I guess. Anyways. I was already poor. I was already very poor. Uh-oh. What is money? Oh no. I've not made good decisions here because I have no money. Uh-oh. I feel like if I don't go in, it's gonna be worse on me in the long run. But yeah, that should go up now, yeah. It's having a kidney. Did I skip 2 stages? I skipped 2 stages. I already know what this one is, and no, you're not. I'm not signing that. Hopefully, me shoving out the fact of what they're doing will dissuade him later. But ain't nobody getting involved with Advanced here. It's a night out at the very least. Just fun. Oh. Oh. Middle of the road? How am I middle of the road? Was it one? Yo, I'm not meant to be helping them. Not nationalised private corporations. Great. So they've pushed further than they were going to before. So what do I want to get my shares in? Let's go with Neil, shall we? Oh, that means I have to play more Neil's adverts if I find them. Probably. Oh, up. Nice. Crippling debt. How many stages did I go? Like, if I don't see Brokeout's Poor anytime soon, I'm gonna be a bit worried. I didn't think the Susie thing would be that much money. I thought it would be like a stage or two. This is like 4. The Tempest. Oh, I think this might be the last sequence. Like, yeah, no. This is 100% the last, thing in this episode. Turn that on. Turn those on.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that weather looks nasty.
So, do I have to fly it? 1 second. I'm gonna just search it up. Because I do want to make sure... I do want to make sure if I actually can avoid it or not. Not for broadcasts. Can you skip mandatory adverts? I'm not sure if you can skip them or not. I don't want to put it on, but I feel like I get fired if I don't.
That well,
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his faith.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talk to you.
It probably was a really awful date.
10 seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Pricks.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
I want to skip it, but I don't think I can.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
Ugh.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the
I'm putting it on stuff that they
an
aren't
act of frustration
actually
by
doing
a
much
tiny,
damage.
disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft ever conceived by man, then who can?
LaBeouf avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to
See?
advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilised numerous government resources to recall the product immediately after the first blindings, said today that the new advance mark, which must be earned by all new products, will be 100%
I should have put the first one on.
safety and quality.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamore were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year.
Yeah, how can these
And this
2
image
be real
is
though?
sure
That's
to
the
place
issue
them
here.
firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married his longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Oh.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist CEO Sophia Remington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley or taking it to a new level of success?
We
I don't want to see
understand the
the
Mobile Orientation Operational Burrowing Service will be a new international
Moves.
travel system based around the construction of a major tunnel through the centre of the Earth. Sophia Remington claims it will make travelling from one side of the world to the other the matter of an afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
I fudged it.
But first tonight, while Advance is certainly proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably, for some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be planning some kind of protest. Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after Advance passed the Assets and Wealth Act on their first day in office. Tell me, how are you settling into your new lives?
Well, quite frankly, Robin, we're not settling in at all. Our neighbours are
Ah.
whitewatters.
Simply untenable. I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope. Sorry,
Don't swear.
Robin, my sister's under a lot of pressure.
For fuck's sake.
She had to dress herself this
And then
morning,
I had
she still
to-
hasn't quite recovered, Robin.
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struck
I
with
hate you,
women's,
game.
Robin.
It's making me censor and do this at the same time, so it's like, do it by ear.
Big house? This grubby little gaddis spatch only has one staircase.
And the breakfast room and the dining room in the same bloody place. Imagine that. Having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So, what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him.
I mean, these are too pompous for their own good.
In the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
I think I did it too early.
Happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel.
Yes.
We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess in our quest for redress is to divest our breasts and undress bearers protest.
Yes. Oh, what's that?
Daddy! Daddy, it's
Daddy!
Oh, please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Carry ho! Tilly! Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked off too.
Oh, well, you are showing some shame.
Free at last!
Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. See, the protest has started already. Nice sharp work, boy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He gets that from me, you know.
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be fudding well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are nude, not rude.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Spaff and piff pop.
What? Doing what?
Daddy, how could you?
Shut up and get your
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top legs, it's back to you in the studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatchings.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but
I
I've
didn't
seen
go
enough
there, just
sharp
gonna
work
tell
last
that now, innit?
lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Well, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Oh, sorry, I'm busting. Oh.
No! We get some more money from that as well, should be.
She's funny.
Yes, I know. I think it's very endearing.
She wants your job.
She's welcome to it. Why is it raining on my desk?
They've got a leak! There's a leak in the studio.
We're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Yeah. Oh god, no. I don't think I'm pretty sure I can't skip that. If I do, it might...
Says.
I understand, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just...
I don't know. I don't know what I can do.
I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
Wait, is it on Megan?
4, 3.
I think it's on Megan.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm
Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime
Minutes.
Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan, you join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Ellie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, is Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. And Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shot number 3. All right.
Let's go.
She's gone
Oh.
throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now.
This is gonna get hectic, by the way. Wait, I just swapped.
I'd say that's fair.
I swapped in time for that.
Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start at Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the arguing with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large. Wins a round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch.
Now I need to avoid them.
She appears to have slogans across.
No, that's not the one.
Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fetid thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound.
Okay.
Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping.
That's sitting on the ground.
The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, I've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and several subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington's Fist. Must be some music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We're going to
Whoa.
We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dancing, to be fair. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket's been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now.
No, whoa.
Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again. And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't. Not bad. That ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but, of course, perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, it's sort of breasts and genitals full to see.
Nudists all around.
I mean, there's only so much you can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
How they...
Trying to carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! It's an absolute bloody...
How am I supposed to keep it interesting when they're all just bouncing around
now
with
we're going to
the...
go into the final round, and of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it?
Oh, no, this one.
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris, who really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on, from striker. But she's in it to win it. On it like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official. In, please.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife.
Wait, first annual.
Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively.
I can't touch those.
For watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
when we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone struck me.
What?
Fucking microphone just struck me. Where's that sound guy?
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine. You're unshockable.
I'm immune to your cheap flattery.
I'm wearing you down.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions.
So
Boozman
sorry
out.
about all the buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're gonna need a whole new lining up there. Triple silver, wouldn't you?
We'll look into it. It's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolfe, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Too bloody right, Peter Clement.
Megan Wolfe.
My, but that's a firm handshake you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right you are, pet. Is your seat down?
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these
You have to
people,
time that.
find out what they're angry
Exactly.
about and how we can help.
That's
The door
true
to
the thing,
my
by the way.
government is always open.
Something's dripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you had an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less
I'm not focused
And
on it.
much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
okay?
sorry, it's camera 4 right now.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He was to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. We were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. Awful for us. And this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So, even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with
So,
dignity.
euthanasia centres.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
This microphone pack has just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it from my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
Oh, yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel
I shouldn't have remembered that.
That one was massive. Right, no, this bastard's coming off.
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... with a rustic twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
I don't think the language matters that much, considering he's getting blasted by electricity here.
Tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a prodigious pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Yes, that's all we have time for tonight.
Damn
Thank
it,
yous go
man.
out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson.
Let me guess. Are you going to electrify scene?
Good job, everybody.
That one is scripted. That one's scripted.
So they just...
The same, sir.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's for my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
So yeah, that one was scripted, so I was supposed to go down there. Full wages, not even a bonus. Oh yeah, okay. Back up to there. I don't care about that. I care about this one, because that gives me more money. That gives me more money. I shouldn't have played the ad. I shouldn't have played the ad.